Hello and welcome to another live event from Force 13. We're talking about all things tropical in the next 24 hours? No, just 1 hour actually. There you can start again. I don't get paid for screwing up at the start, by the way. That's twice in a row now. We're talking about the 2 typhoons that we have in the West Pacific and other tropical activity in the rest of the Pacific as well. We might also touch on the severe weather in the United States as well, in particular where Devon is right now. And he is one of a few people who join us. Hi there, Devon.
Hi.
Why the face?
Would you like me to go upstairs? You know what? We'll go upstairs. Nah, we'll sit down.
Well, take your time anyway. Daniel, hello. How are you?
I'm good, I suppose.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. How's the weather in Manchester, UK?
It's very cold. There's no clouds at the moment, I don't think. Yeah.
Excellent.
No rain.
We've also got John here. Hello, John.
Hi. How you guys doing?
What are you looking at there?
Just my notes.
Yes.
I have all the intensities and locations and everything on this sheet of paper.
The good old notepad there.
Yep.
And we also have Nick, who sort of is our... He has a little control center. That's what we sort of call it.
Working hardly.
Update. How are you doing, Nick?
Doing good.
Excellent. Well, let's get onto the storms then, shall we? First of all, we start with Devon's visible imagery there, showing... sorry, both infrared and visible imagery there, showing Typhoon Chan-Hom and its progression through the Japanese Ryukyu Islands. As a Category 4, it's a fairly strong storm, winds of 130 miles per hour at this time, if I'm not mistaken. But if I could show you on my screen every storm that's going on right now, let's do that. This is what's left of Tropical Storm Linfa. Look at all the noise there. Oh, I think that's out of Devon's place. It's a pretty hectic place there at the moment, I'm sure. Yes, Linfa is really dissipating rather remarkably at the moment. So there's hardly anything left of that at this time. So we're left with the 2 big typhoons. There's Nangka, 155 miles per hour, last we heard of that. Super Typhoon status, 922 millibars. Has pretty much cleared the Mariana Islands and could be heading for some of the Japanese islands in the future. We'll be keeping eyes on that. Actually, we might have a visible image on that now. This was a few hours ago. But visible, well, I'll show you the Himawari imagery soon as well. That was from before nightfall, looking very strong indeed there, wasn't it? Passing those small islands. I'm not sure if any of those were inhabited. Have we seen Chan-Hom? Oh, there's Chan-Hom. That storm has winds of 130 miles per hour, as I said before, passing through those Japanese islands, so there will be probably typhoon warnings occurring on Okinawa and the Yayama and Miyako Islands at this time as well. Taiwan may possibly see some effects from this storm too, and the coast of China is where it will most likely make landfall now, and then sweep towards the north. We also have some other systems. We have Tropical Storm Ella, I think it is, in the Central Pacific, with winds of 40 miles per hour, so fairly weak, and there doesn't seem to be much of it, does there?
It's being affected by very strong southwesterly wind shear right now.
I'd say it is.
Trying to get out to the Pacific.
There's Invest 91C as well. This is in the Central Pacific on the other side of Hawaii, towards the west. That's 35 miles an hour and slowly headed towards the International Dateline location, 168.7 degrees west there. And that's 92C, which is in between the two, south of Hawaii. And last I heard that was a 20% chance. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but we can see here on the Central Pacific Hurricane Center's website. Yes, there they are. 60% on 91C, 20% on 92. The East Pacific also has some development on the way by the looks of things. 70% chance it was on both these storms, but disturbance 2 is up to 80% in the next 5 days, but only 30 and 20% in the next 48 hours at this time. Okay, so lots of storms to discuss, and indeed we've also got tornado watches in effect for parts of Pennsylvania and adjacent states to the south there as well. So would anyone like to start, and on what?
Well, I guess I'll take a start on this one.
Go ahead, Devon.
For my area, there's some rain coming through right now. A pretty sharp cold front is pushing through the area at the moment. I'm unsure if you can see my screen or not.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna click it somewhere in the middle of Luzerne County.
Oh, darn it. Picture's not operating.
Okay, so we have the severe thunderstorm warrant, severe thunderstorm watch for that matter, and a flash flood watch. Now we're going to get a long range reflectivity.
So looking at that radar there, is anything approaching you in particular?
I'm trying to pull up the radar. There we go. And then remove all the clutter. And I don't think we need to know what the highways are either. Alright, well, there's definitely some nasty storms moving along southern Pennsylvania, probably just pushed through the vicinities of Harrisburg and York, and are continuing to move east. They might pose a threat to Allentown and Reading in the near future. There's also some lines of thunderstorms passing through south central New York, probably affecting the Elmira area, I would imagine.
Okay.
A little bit, Elmira is a little bit further to the south, but just to the north of Elmira, affecting up in the Finger Lakes regions. And then just to the north of that, there's a longer line trying to develop all the way up into the Hazleton area, and they'll be pushing through with, if not severe limits, just below severe limits. However, everything is just barely to the south of us at the moment.
Do you think that will change at all or not?
You never know with these systems. Right now, it appears that all these storms are moving either due east or a little bit south of due east. So,
may I ask where you live exactly?
well, I live in Lake Ariel, up here. So right around in that area.
Where the mouse is
Probably a
hovering.
little bit further to the north, actually, right around in that area. So everything's literally going to pass just east.
Yes. Daniel, go ahead.
Oh yeah, have you ever experienced a tornado yourself before?
Not in real life.
Oh.
Have you, Daniel?
Not in real life either.
Not in real life. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'd like to.
No,
It's
you
just
wouldn't.
strange. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Let me remind.
I'd actually like it as well.
Let me remind people what the warnings are right now. The typhoon warnings have been lifted for the northern Mariana Islands, so there are no warnings in effect along the island chain anymore. You probably didn't really need me to tell you that because the storm is moving away from the area now. Daniel, what's so funny? You're putting me off.
Sorry, I didn't realise you could hear me.
Yes, we can.
Sorry.
Where the heck is...
There's a radar image out of Japan right now showing Chan-Hom not too far from Okinawa there, which is this island. There are gale advisories in effect for Okinawa and the Amami Islands as well. Oh, 404. Further to the west, over the Miyako and Yayama Islands, even though you can't see it, there are typhoon warnings in effect for those areas, I can say.
Another thing to say is that Typhoon Chan-Hom, I don't know if there's any other names associated with it, but Typhoon Chan-Hom has an extremely wide and expansive wind field. It's one of the larger storms that I've seen as of recent. And because of this, and a slightly fast movement, and some pretty powerful winds, it actually ranks very high on my cyclone destruction potential scale, all the way up as a stage 7, which if not many storms have made landfall as a stage 7 worldwide. To compare, Newell earlier in this season grazed the Philippines as a stage 6. So this is even higher than that, and this is actually high end on the stage 7. If it only gained 0.3 more points, it would actually be considered a stage 8.
So, Devon, we're talking about these stages here, but can you sort of fill us in perhaps on what they actually might mean for land areas, maybe?
Yes, yeah, I'm trying to get there. Well, if you're going to end up getting the worst of the storm, the actual stage 7 conditions, we're talking easily. Well, this is based off of the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know how the Pacific Ocean works. I don't know how the Pacific coastlines work. But we're talking here probably at least 12 feet of storm surge, if not more than that. The winds are going to be affecting your area for a significant amount of time, or the winds are going to be extremely powerful. Plus, also, for a storm to be stage 7 or above, it's probably not moving very fast either. So it's not in any rush to necessarily get out of the region. So stage 7 is basically where you start to make the cutoff for retirements of systems, and most stage 7 landfalls are very destructive if they hit a reasonably populated area.
Okay, John, you're looking at the
Central
specific right now. Any comments there?
We also do have a new invest out there, 92C. It's looking pretty good. Again, I don't know, but then again, I'm looking also at Tropical Storm Ela, and its circulation is exposed right now. You can probably see the circulation is quite exposed right now.
Yes, indeed. You're talking about the tropical storm there, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, certainly rather
is, I can definitely see the circulation is exposed on this visual.
Here's an early visible image of Chan-Hom right now as well, and I don't know whether it might be a bit deceiving now in that visible image, but it's sure looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
One thing, looking at the infrared imagery, that the western side of the eyeball is starting to look a little jagged there. So potentially maybe the storm is starting to weaken a little bit, which would certainly be a good sign for the area of China that it may affect. And I'm surprised that there's not already typhoon watches, if not warnings, out for that area of China.
I will do some investigating at some point if I find some time. Nick, have you got anything to say about anything at the moment? I can see some dry air off to the left of the Central Pacific storm as well, quite a lot of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the dry air is really going to affect the storm. It also does not look well put together, like he said.
It never did, though, did it?
Yeah. It also just looks like a pile of clouds.
It looks like a hodgepodge between a plume and maybe some sort of type of circulation, which is just
tracking a pile of clouds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I see nearly no tropical, no thunderstorms near the center at all. The center is completely exposed.
Yeah.
The wind shear is like tearing it apart. But what wind shear does is that it takes the clouds over the center of the system and completely blows them off the center. If you see, you can probably tell when a storm's being hit by wind shear. This is pretty much a very obvious case of it.
Yeah.
Alright, I can report that there's a typhoon warning in effect for the northernmost parts of Taiwan right now, along with, they really like to put out all the stops with the rain warnings there. Extremely heavy rain advisory, extremely torrential rain apparently in the sort of purple areas there.
Rising.
The colour scale going from yellow to red, or orange to red, then to purple there. So expecting a lot of rainfall, but the typhoon warning in effect for New Taipei City, Taoyuan City, Keelung City, and Yilan County.
Hello.
Michael's joined us. You hear him before you see him. Hi, Mike.
Alright.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Sorry I couldn't be on at the start. I was working again.
All right. What do you think about the storms? Have you been following them at all?
Not really today, but I did take a quick peek about Tropical Depression 4E's now become Tropical Storm Ela. Also that still can't remember their name. Is it? No, it's not Nan. No.
Nangka.
Nangka, that's it.
Chan-Hom.
Yeah, both become Cat 4s and Linfa tropical storm still.
Early. JTWC issued their last advisory just before, I think.
Yet it still has 40 knot winds.
Devon, do you want to explain the shear map you've got up there?
Yes. Well, I tried to pull up the most recent shear map that there is, but they don't have it. So the most recent that I could get is 6 hours to the previous in the West Pacific. But what we can see here is when you're taking a look at this map, cyclones want to be in areas of low wind shear. So in areas of greens, blues, and blacks, that's where tropical cyclones want to be, especially in the blue and black areas. But yellow, oranges, reds, pinks are very hostile conditions for tropical cyclones.
I can confirm at this time that in China there is an orange typhoon warning in effect, but that's for what's left of Linfa right now. There are actually no warnings yet in place for Chan-Hom, but that certainly can't be for a while.
That's going to change rather quickly, I imagine.
Yeah, they're certainly warning people about it, but...
You have a major hurricane. You have a rather significant typhoon barreling down into into your area there. I'm pretty sure they're going to put out some type of warning.
Well, they are sort of informally warning people at the moment by the looks of things, but no formal warnings out there yet.
Alright, well, anyways, as this wind shear map shows, usually if the system is strong enough, it's able to make its own pocket of wind shear. And that's pretty much what Chan-Hom has done here. It's basically in its own pocket of very low wind shear. Almost the same thing here with Nangka, with very high wind shear in between the two systems, which is what you would expect because the systems create a lot of upper air divergence, which creates a lot of upper air wind shear. So you would really expect wind shear to be high in the immediate vicinity of the cyclone. That's why two storms can't really form within a close proximity of each other.
Yes, indeed.
It should also be noted that there's more low wind shear here just to the west of the international date line, so if that's Invest in the Central Pacific ever gets across here, it seems like good conditions for it. With the exception of right here. So now let's move. That would be mine, I'm sorry. Nothing that I can do about that.
Sorry, my connection just dropped out.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot, hasn't it, Michael?
You know, it's because the laptop. It's like if it's got too much RAM or something on it, then it just goes like really like crackly and like and then it just breaks, and then I just have to turn it off because otherwise it won't recover.
So I shouldn't download more RAM.
So now
I'm
here.
literally just watching a bit of Doctor Who now.
Oh gosh, now there's two of you.
So now here is the East Pacific wind shear map.
Yeah, look at the shear
latest
around.
I'm able to pull up here is 3 hours ago. You can clearly see here, Tropical Storm Ela is in a yellowish orange range, which would depict probably around 40 knots of wind shear, which is a no-no for tropical cyclone development. So I can definitely see why storms getting sheared off. A huge pocket of basically zero wind shear here in the central East Pacific.
And that's certainly going to help those storms we've been looking at recently, as possibly forming there.
Rather high wind shear, rather close to the coast of Mexico. Now let's take a look at the place where absolutely nothing is happening, and we're about to see why. And once again, there's always some small pocket of no wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico, but there's been just extremely dry air across the Gulf of Mexico the entire season. The Caribbean is a
no-go.
No. Off the coast of Florida and the Carolinas, which you would expect to see sometime, that's also a no. Maybe around here in the Bahamas, in this area. Somewhat favorable conditions.
Yeah.
If the storm's small enough.
Indeed. Let me go through some comments that were received since the start of the show. Jesper says, I encountered a dust devil here in Sweden a few years ago. That was cool. Hank says, I asked last night about your thoughts on our numbers expected in the Atlantic this year. I didn't receive an answer because my PC went down. I'm currently going with 8 named storms, 3 hurricanes, and 1 major hurricane.
You're ambitious if you're predicting a major hurricane.
You think so?
You never know. There can always be one.
What did you say, Devon, when you did your... Did you actually come out with any numbers?
I believe I did. I believe I said 7 to 9, 2 to 4, 0 to 1.
Ah.
I believe that's what I said.
Okay.
Now, although this is probably very good news for millions and millions and billions of people, that the Indian Ocean is probably even a bigger graveyard than the Atlantic.
Blimey, look at that.
That's the craziest wind shear map I ever seen.
Yeah, this is just a big region of...
Is that the Indian?
Yeah.
That is the Indian Ocean.
Jesus Christ. I'm guessing the Indians are no-fly zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do there.
There's one pocket of wind shear.
I also did actually look at the forecast, guys, and from the looks of it, the wind shear should drop down in mid-August, giving way to in the Indian.
Right.
So possibly giving way to some more tropical cyclones.
The sea surface temperatures are certainly there for it.
Yeah.
But if there's wind shear, I mean, it's just a no-go.
The Atlantic has been has had cold waters, is relatively stable, and has had a high amount of wind shear. That's why it's a graveyard. It's true.
Actually, let me take a look at the sea surface temperature anomalies for the East Pacific and Atlantic here.
Okay, so let me guess the numbers for the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
The numbers of how many storms. 1 tropical storm, 0 hurricanes, 0 major hurricanes. Like, I mean, that's not...
And that's from today, right? Because we've already seen a storm or 2. I can't remember how many.
There's some places that are beginning to warm.
We've at least seen a Shoba.
Does it look like on this map?
Never died. Okay. I've pulled the sea surface temperature anomaly up for the Atlantic, and
yeah,
relatively average waters, maybe a little bit warm here, especially in the Gulf Stream area. Very, very warm waters compared to average, but other than that...
A bit cool out in the open Atlantic there.
Yeah, a little bit cooler than average. But if we take a look at the Eastern Pacific, can you say El Nino?
You can definitely say El Nino all you want. Because it's true.
Basically, the entirety of the ocean is at least 1, if not 2 degrees centigrade above average. So,
Yikes. That's a good 3 or 4 degrees Fahrenheit.
So, I'd like to say, this picture up here that you're seeing right now, the animation,
Top right there, yeah?
yeah, on the top right, it's showing that it does very much have a circulation. And it is circulating very well. But there's a lot of wind shear, and so the storms that are being generated in the cycle in the what's it called?
The center.
In the center,
But
they
it's-
are being whisked away.
They're
So this could really not survive. Might not survive well.
It's pretty much, this storm is pretty much existing on borrowed time.
Well, it ain't getting any better for it, is it?
Well, most of the thunderstorm activity is being sheared off the center, being that you're not getting any convection in the center, you're not getting any intensification, and you're not getting any more wind out of it. So, yeah, this thing probably is living on borrowed time right now.
Martinez says predicting hurricanes is like a fantasy game on a sport. You'll never know who's right or wrong.
yep.
I agree with that.
At least not till the end, anyway.
That's 100% true. Now, Nathan.
That's Nangka we're looking at there, yeah.
Yes, I believe so. I've got all this imagery up, and I have no idea what to do with it.
Oh.
I
present it.
have the visible or infrared, whichever one's up, water vapor, and BD for every named storm that's active. I didn't pull up the 2 invests because, well, they're invests.
Do you think that this is a lot of imagery? All of this imagery I have opened up.
Yeah, all this imagery. This is what Linfa looks like. I can definitely see why they're deciding to make this the last advisory.
Yeah, see, there's really hardly
Not
anything
much.
left of it now.
Yeah, not much to look at here. I mean, there's definitely a circulation, but as far as convection, nah. And then here is the, well, you've already seen these images of
Chan-Hom, that's our biggest
extremely
threat.
large Typhoon Chan-Hom. And here are the images of a very wounded veteran of the fleet.
I'm going to leave for just, I don't know how long I'll be leaving, but yeah, I'll be leaving for a little bit.
Okay, Nick.
I have closed 12 tabs.
Let's go. Let's take a look at some models then now. And Michael, are you still there? Is Michael still with us at all? Or is he busy? With some background noise by the sounds of things, so I will have to turn Michael down for a while. Let's take a look at the... instead of muting him anyway. The models here, the CMC, as we always take a look at the models, what they do. Looks like 92C might also become a weak system, but then we have the 2 East Pacific storms. The first one appears to be stronger first, and then the second one comes in after that, and that appears to be the most intense. What appears to be either a brush or, if not a landfall, along the coast of Mexico there, and then slowly moving towards the tip of Baja California Sur, and another small system behind that possibly as well.
It's a hell of a system over Canada.
Which one there, here?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very deep.
I'm certainly not familiar with the...
I mean, it's not tropical, but
Yes,
that's
yeah.
still a hell of a system.
Very clinically, yeah.
Welcome back, Michael.
So,
Did you have the background noise there? We could hear it, I think.
okay, hang on. Turn it down.
Sorry to cause such disruption.
I'm turning it down. It's
Alright.
yeah. I'm watching an episode of Doctor Who because I'm.
Yes.
I hate to say this, but I cannot mute my brother.
The ECMWF.
Punch him in the face and knock him out.
No.
Devon, knock him out. There you go. That's your.
Michael.
No.
Oh, wait a second. What's this for the ECMWF in the Pacific?
Yes,
Oh, my.
this has been hinted at for actually 2 days now on more than one model. A very strong storm in the East Pacific.
Well, if the ECMWF says that there's going to be a big storm, I'm going with it.
Well, initially they were saying this for day 10, but now, of course, you can see it saying it for day 7, so it's getting closer. And still,
Wow, it's maintaining its strength pretty. That's pretty far north.
and it's been saying that for some time, so that really is one to watch, and that will be coming from what is the 80% chance at the moment, I expect, in the East Pacific right now, the furthest east. To remind you, this one here, currently with 20% chance, located south of Guatemala.
Sorry, I was snacking.
Yet another major hurricane to this record-breaking cyclone year so far.
Probably not much to see on the GFDL for Ela, but you might be able to see some of the other storms that may form behind it as well, and you can see 91C becoming a tropical storm approaching the international dateline and probably going off into the West Pacific. GFS, let's take a look at that one now. Clicking lots of times.
Lots of clicking.
Yeah, the GFS provides the most clicking. And then it has to refresh again. You do the most clicking with this one because it does it in 3-hour intervals, but there we are. You can see that same system here, GFS not quite as fond of it, but still intensifying into something rather deep there. How about that?
That's at least a hurricane.
Oh yes, at least a major, I'd say.
That's major.
That might be a topic of discussion next week.
So now the GFS and the ECMWF are saying a major hurricane. So I'm aboard with this storm.
I do think they said the same thing yesterday, and at least one of them said it the day before as well. It has been a trend for some time. HWRF has the West Pacific storms.
Does anyone have any echoey audio?
Yes, I think it's coming from Michael. Yes, indeed. Oh, quiet again. There's Chan-Hom, and I'm not sure whether this will tell us much, to be honest, but just maybe certainly weakening just before landfall, but hinting at a Category 1 landfall there, 85 miles per hour. But it did initialize with a lower intensity than what it is right now, so I don't know what you think of that.
Wayne's back.
Daniel, welcome back. You're sideways again. Oh, you're back right side up now. That's good. It's reassuring.
Yes.
But I suppose what's going to be more interesting to look at is Nangka on this one and see whether. Okay, so it starts at 131 and gradual weakening trend, I think, or it hovers around 125 knots for a while, and then weakens. But then again, it's back up again there, fluctuating. That's what it's been saying for a while too. But hovering around Cat 3, Cat 4, and then down to Cat 2 around day 5. And
back up to
again.
Cat 3. Back up to Cat 4, rather.
Crazy. That's
Rapid intensification and detensification.
That could happen indeed. Martinez,
Is that as far as it goes?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Martinez, I'll be surprised if there's a Cat 5 in the Eastern Pacific early in the season, but, well, we almost got that last year,
Well,
didn't we?
we've come rather close twice now.
You have Andra, and then was Blanca 2 almost a Cat 5?
Blanca was a Cat 5 according to ADT.
And for those people who are not familiar, what is ADT?
That would be the advanced Dvorak technique where they estimate wind speeds based on satellite.
Do you think that's effective?
Not when computers are doing it for you.
That's right. Always lie.
Which is exactly what the University of Wisconsin has. The old Dvorak technique. They used to have a chart showing you, okay, this is what a T3 looks like, a T3.5, a T4, T5, T6. This is what this all looks like. They just don't have any of that anymore. They just have a computer generate the numbers for you. And sometimes they come out to be rather ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, indeed. This is the latest image on Nangka right now.
Still looks good.
Yeah, I don't think there's any disputing that one.
Yeah, that's definitely a very powerful storm. At least Cat 4.
Not as large as Chan-Hom, though.
I said powerful, not large.
Yes, I know.
And that is
Sometimes
a monster of a storm.
Sometimes powerful things come in small
Just the
packages.
cyclone envelope of the storm itself is just freaking massive.
Indeed.
It's pulling stuff from the Philippines. Water vapor. I'm looking at. I'm not be sure. I don't know. It's.
Where do you think the influence of this storm ends? Does it end here, or does it end further down with this band here?
The influence of the storm ends where its anticyclone above the storm ends. And to the east, it ends basically where Nangka's anticyclone begins.
Right. It will load in high res in a minute. There it is.
Hey, Nathan, I do have a visible.
Ah.
I can definitely see this storm definitely has some influence over the Philippines. It's dragging stuff to the east. You can see.
And I wonder whether that may have contributed to a quicker demise of Linfa at all. That's just me being speculative.
It could have caused a higher amount of shear.
Shear is always an issue, but Linfa is actually a pretty decent amount to the south of most of these two systems. So.
Well, let me remind you what warnings we have in effect now that we've looked at Taiwan. Land typhoon warnings. There are sea typhoon warnings, of course, but over land there are warnings for typhoon in effect for the areas with the red outline here. So all these areas: New Taipei City, Taoyuan City, Keelung City, and Yilan County. We're expecting warnings to be in effect for China very soon. There is still an orange typhoon warning in effect for the area affected by Linfa. And the typhoon warnings on the northern Mariana Islands have been lifted in association with Typhoon Nangka. As far as I'm aware, there are no warnings in effect anywhere else. Except perhaps some still in effect for Hong Kong and Macau, but they will be being lifted at this time as well. Daniel, anything to say to us?
No, not really.
No.
Every day's a holiday, isn't it?
Are you on your holidays now, Daniel?
No. What do you mean by holidays?
You know, I'm always intrigued as to how your college endeavours are going, and it's over now, isn't it?
I finished college.
Excellent.
Yes.
So what's next for you?
I'm looking for a job, hopefully.
What sort of job would that be?
Just any, as long as I'm earning money, I guess.
So
I just want a source of income.
not a storm tracker then.
Well, I don't know. I'm always up for it.
Right. I can't pay you.
That could be like a part-time job. I could do that. I could also do another job as well.
Yes.
Nathan, his presence is entertaining, though.
Of course it is. Anyone's a fool for thinking otherwise, Daniel. You know that.
The reason I was laughing is because there's a few moths outside the window. They've got a light plugged in. They're attracted to it and like sticking to the window outside. And,
yeah. I forgot to mention about the warnings in Japan as well. There are gale advisories in effect for most of the Ryukyu Islands, but they are typhoon warnings in effect for the Ayama and Miyako Islands, which are the ones furthest south. Let me see if there's a radar image of what's going on. There'll be another image soon. Oh, there's a wide shot. If I click this, will it... Oh, there we are. Oh, that's a good view.
Bingo!
Don't know if you guys have any observations to make about that one.
Definitely a ring of thunderstorms in the center. I can definitely see it on radar now. Definitely a very organized ring.
And it appears to me as Chan-Hom may have just about made its closest approach to those islands now, and it's passing through there.
Yeah. We'll expect some good deal of winds, though.
And I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, it looks like, what's it called? Ella is about to cross the 26 Terminator. The 26 degrees Celsius line of...
Oh, I see.
Yeah, where they can form.
That can't be good.
Yeah.
Oh, crossing into it or out of it?
Crossing out of it.
Ah. Daniel?
What do you mean by the 26 degree Terminator?
Well, it's 26 degrees Celsius. After there, they can't generate. They can't grow.
They weaken.
It's too cold for them. Yeah, that's a general rule.
I wouldn't say that, because if you have really good humidity and really low wind shear, they can still develop.
Yeah,
that's
but
not the
It
case,
should
though.
also be mentioned that
generally,
Cyclone Katarina actually developed underneath unseasonably cool sea surface temperatures. I think it was only over like 20 degrees sea surface temperatures.
yeah, it's 26 is generally the rule of thumb.
As the storm's turning extra tropical or has some sort of baroclinicity to it, it can go all the way down to 20 degrees Celsius.
Daniel, were you going to say something before?
I'm not really sure if it's relevant.
You can try.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, Hank's got a question. Does anyone have any thoughts on how long the current El Nino event will last? And if it weakens, would the Atlantic be more active next year?
Usually the Atlantic is active on transition years between El Nino and La Nina. Obviously, the El Nino should weaken in order to get some more moisture into the Atlantic.
That's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
I'm not sure how long it'll last. I'll have to read
Do you
into it.
think it's kind of like a balancing act when you think about it?
It is a balancing act. I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
2005 was neither El Nino or La Nina, and you saw how active that season was.
Well, that was because there was low amounts of wind shear that year.
Everywhere. Yeah, there's like no wind shear anywhere.
And you're implying there that
It was a tropical cyclone free for all.
Yeah.
That's what 2005 was.
yeah, you're implying there that the fact that we're in an El Nino at the moment means that we're probably going to see more dry air in the Atlantic as well. Is that true?
Usually that's what I notice. A lot of more dry air in the Gulf of Mexico, at least.
I usually see a bit more stability in terms of atmospheric instability. I see a lot. The atmosphere is way more stable.
Yeah.
And the Atlantic's got the Sahara to deal with as well at times.
Yeah. So you got dry air coming in from the west, and you have dry air coming in from the east, and they just butt heads.
Do you think that could be the ultimate reason for less storm activity than what we possibly could see there?
It's a combination of everything. The slightly cooler sea surface temperatures, the dry air coming in from the east and the west, the elevated amounts of wind shear. It's a combination of the three.
All right, Daniel.
Speaking of this, right now I don't know if you've seen this, but right now I have a microwave imagery up for Typhoon Nangka, Super Typhoon Nangka, I should clarify.
Indeed.
And one thing I'd like to say is that there's a really noticeable both inner and outer eye wall to the system in the microwave imagery.
Yeah, that is an interesting feature there. I wondered whether that was the case.
Could it be going through an eye wall replacement cycle?
Very possible, but usually if it's wrapping all the way around the system, it means that there's two distinct eye walls, and it usually indicates strengthening further. We'll have to see.
Interesting.
Well, Ninka's let me
Go
check the
back. I'm
satellite.
going to pull up Chan-Hom here as well.
Well, Ninka has a quite small eye, so I would.
Nangka is just small in general, and this is
Yeah.
what Chan-Hom looks like.
Daniel,
So,
hello.
hello. So am I correct in assuming that there'll probably be no cyclonic activity in the Atlantic?
Not zero.
I mean,
Wait, we'll have to wait
Like
till.
dead zone.
Let's wait till August, okay?
Yes.
Let's wait
Yeah,
until about
let's-
August 10th, and then we'll reanalyze the situation, okay?
Okay.
Yep. Because August is the month to keep an eye out because anything can happen in August in the Atlantic.
Now,
Yeah.
anything can happen in October.
Yeah.
That too.
I hope something happens.
A lot of the name systems developed in anywhere between mid to late September and like mid-October.
Oh.
Sandy, anybody?
Yes.
Sandy, Mitch, Wilma,
Overhyped.
just name, Lenny, November.
Plenty of them.
32 Cuba hurricane.
Yeah,
middle of
that's
November.
what I was going to point out as well.
September's overhyped.
Gonzalo.
Janet, I believe, was October. think.
Gonzalo was late October.
Well, that's.
What about Irene?
Irene was
Irene
September. No, Irene was August.
Alright.
Oh, come on.
yes.
Daniel's a novice. Let's not forget.
I remember Irene.
Wasn't Hattie in November?
I think
Back
so,
again.
yeah. No, it may have existed
Nathan.
in November, but I don't think it was Cat 5 in November.
Yeah, okay. Michael, hello?
Yeah, I'm back again. My laptop just keeps deciding to turn off.
I think I've got... Michael, I think I know why.
Why?
Devin.
It could be overheating.
In mid-October.
Actually, speaking of which, yeah, it is.
Because I had a similar problem.
Actually, if I put the
Got a little bit of everything here.
there we go. Put a DVD disc.
Here's,
DVD. When
Here
you're
is microwave
Yeah.
imagery of post-tropical storm Linfa now. And you can really see how the circulation here on microwave kind of dissipated as soon as it went over land, and it really broadened. So
It's
even on
definitely
microwave, it's looking
Hmm.
god awful.
when you
Yes.
doesn't even look tropical anymore.
yeah when you put a DVD case under my laptop now, so it shouldn't turn off.
It's not blocking any fans, is it?
No, shouldn't be.
No air vents. If it carries on doing it by a
This is-
cooler pad.
And this is an excellent image of Tropical Storm Ila.
Okay.
Let me center that image for you. And tell me what you can see, because I don't see anything.
Colors.
Not a lot. I'm seeing very little convection near the center. In fact, it looks like the convection is off place to
It
Yeah,
looks like the
east
center
of center.
isn't around this area,
Yeah.
something
I'm-
like that, and
I'm just saying. I'm
all
seeing
of the high reflectivities are off to the north and east.
yeah,
So-
all the convection is off to the north and east.
That's certainly what it looked like on the imagery, didn't it? Martinez says, I survived Bill last month. Sad news, it was a letdown.
I survived the last month
Bill
too,
was about
actually.
as big of a letdown as Dawn was. Dawn was a pretty big letdown too.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
You know what?
Everybody
I
was
passed
like,
through-
"Oh, it's going to be the next hurricane to hit Texas," and it barely hits it as a tropical storm.
Nick?
No. It's a very strong tropical storm, but not a hurricane.
Yes. Nick,
Yeah.
what were you going to say?
I experienced Bill. It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
It was most likely post-tropical.
Yeah,
Yes,
it probably
yeah.
was. Oh yeah, it was. Yes.
Hack says a local tropical meteorologist stated he's not looking for any activity until next month, partly due to the MJO is not expected in the Atlantic anytime soon. Any comments on that?
I have no idea.
I think it is fairly safe to say we will have a pretty quiet Atlantic in this month, but
Are you able to see this graphic?
yes.
All right, this is another microwave graphic that's called total precipitable water, and it's kind of like a rain rate type graphic to show how
Okay.
much moisture is available in the atmosphere. The oranges and the yellows signify higher precipitable water amounts, and the purples signify lower amounts. And unlike, let's say, if we bring up the West Pacific, where you see
Oh yes.
all of the
Look at
orange
that.
amounts here,
I can even see the circulations of both Chang-Hom and Nangka through that picture.
yes, and you can also see a circulation over here that's associated with 91E.
92C, 91C even.
I mean 91C rather, not 91E.
I'm getting confused.
Yes. You can notice a stark difference between this and this.
Yes.
Yep. What happened to all the moisture?
So there's not as much moisture itself to work with in the Atlantic Ocean in El Nino type years. So if we take a look at the Eastern Pacific, and as soon as you flip it over to the Eastern Pacific, just that huge difference with the intertropical convergence zone. So, just for kicks, I'll pull up the Indian Ocean. And note that the Indian Ocean isn't looking that great either, so...
The Indian joke. Oh yeah, the Indian Ocean.
I thought I'd
not looking too bad though.
as well, because
I mean, the Atlantic's looking
they're
better.
pretty cool to look at. This
The
is
Atlantic's looking
this is
better
a
than the
global graphic,
Oh yes.
so you
So
can
wait.
see the train of systems over here in the Pacific. This you can't really see Linfa here, but you can definitely see Chan-Hom. You can definitely see Nangka, and then you can see the storms over here. You can basically see the entire intertropical convergence zone here in the Pacific, just with this.
Okay.
And the moisture here is just not there.
Martinez says, do you think we'll get past the season, this is the Atlantic, without getting a hurricane at all?
I'm hoping for it.
Are you?
What?
It hasn't. Well, it's only happened twice.
That's BS, Devon.
Oh Michael.
Whoa, Michael, whoa.
I was cheering on 2013 to not have any hurricanes. I was so mad
It
when
almost happened.
it became a hurricane.
Well, we already had.
Matter.
Devon.
Michael,
What?
Stop
Are
talking
you mad?
bullshit.
Michael,
Oh.
thank you.
Are you
Whoa.
Right, I've turned Michael down for a while as punishment for saying a blacklisted word.
Are you mad?
Michael's mad.
Thank you for that,
Devon,
Nick.
I don't even want to
You're
talk.
welcome.
I don't want to talk to you, Devon.
Well done. That was Michael, everyone.
Yeah.
If you'd like to meet him
Well,
in person, he's a great character.
So,
If you want to speak to Michael, speak with him at 1 o'clock in the morning in a rant room. Perfect time to speak with him.
so about storms forming in the Indian Ocean. That's a joke, right?
What?
That's a joke that storms are going to form in the Indian Ocean, right?
Oh, I think.
I kinda can't make out what you're saying. I don't know why.
Storms forming in the Indian Ocean.
I
That's a
don't
joke,
see any
right?
storms forming in the Indian Ocean anytime soon.
Yeah, that's a joke, right?
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, in the Indian Ocean in the next 3 days, we're expecting 3 very intense tropical cyclones to hit Bangladesh simultaneously.
Crazy.
Shocking. Well, it kind of reminds me of some of those hypotheticals for the Atlantic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, those.
No, it got worse than that, I can tell you.
I always like
by
watching
saying
those.
that, there'll be about 10 people coming on the last 5 minutes asking for their request.
Yeah, let's wait for that to happen.
Here's the latest visible image from the Himawari satellite showing the two storms once more. If you've just joined us, let me remind you what's going on. Chan-Hom, a Category 4 typhoon, passing in between the Japanese Ryukyu Islands at the moment and headed for China. Typhoon warnings in effect for the Yaeyama and Miyako Islands of Japan and also for the very northern part of Taiwan. We also, of course, have Nangka, which is further down here, the one on the bottom right. That is, believe it or not, stronger. Those with the untrained eye might think that the one at the top left, Chan-Hom, would be stronger just by looking at the two there. But Nangka is a stronger storm with winds of 155 miles per hour last we heard. A super typhoon. What do you guys think?
5 knots off. You would.
It's close. It's close to becoming a Cat 5.
Let me pull up the latest moron numbers here.
What numbers?
If you can take a look here on my screen, we have Typhoon Linfa, according to the Vance de Borg technique that I was alluding to earlier.
Not Linfa, right? You said Linfa then.
Yeah, I did say Linfa. I mean Nangka. My apologies. I also can't speak English. But anyways, this is Typhoon Nangka, which is currently at 125 knots according to Simus, and weakening as well.
Now that's interesting.
Here, according to Simus, this is Typhoon Chan-Hom. They have it at 120 knots, which is above what the JTWC and JMA have in storm. Not weakening, so it would be strengthening as well. And just taking a look at the center convection itself, a big blow up of tall thunderstorms on the eastern side of the eye wall.
I know earlier on in the show you were looking at that sort of imagery in an animation. I don't know whether you might want to reload that and see if there's any change, because you were talking about possible weakening occurring on Chan-Hom there.
Yeah, the thing is I wasn't looking at the entire eye, and I keep forgetting that you need to look at the entire eye for it. Okay, I'm not sure what this is doing here, but it just pauses at this imagery and keeps moving to the north and west. So, is this stuck on? Yes, this is actually stuck on 1600 UTC.
Oh, I see. So is that the same for the data as well there?
Yes, all of this is stuck on 1600 UTC, except Ila, which is currently rated as a tropical depression of 25 knots.
Okay, well, I don't know whether... Oh, we've lost John, haven't we? Don't know whether he'll be returning.
Oh, come back, Johnny boy.
I don't know whether any of you guys might want to, might be interested in a little bit of Guess the Storm before we finish, or whether you'd like to finish now.
Alright, let's see how horribly I can embarrass myself.
So, this is the phase that, I'm just gonna cut in here. This is the phase diagram for one of the storms. Well, not one of the storms. Like, a storm out in Afghanistan or something. As you can see,
that was
Noob's
moment.
Crazy.
Sorry guys, that was Noob's moment.
Also, the track of where it's going to go is a little bit crazy too.
So what exactly is this, Nick? Sorry.
This is the phase diagram. This shows, like, you know, symmetric warp core.
Is this an actual disturbance here?
Yeah, but it's not in the ocean. It's over, like, Afghanistan or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just happened to click on it.
Oh crap. I was just trying to figure something out in the chat. I have no idea what to do.
Anyways.
I'm a noob. I'm a chat noob.
Yeah.
So, John, you missed just before we were talking about possibly doing some guess the storms before we finish up. I'm not if you're interested in.
Oh sure. I'm sorry. Just I got accidentally cut out by accident.
Yes.
That happens.
I'm trying to find one of my own to start with since I've sort of sprung this upon everyone. I might be able to find one.
Well, maybe I could potentially help you guys
I
out.
have an
You know how
idea.
horrible I am with.
I found one.
Okay.
So, guys at home and everywhere, on here as well, what is this?
Let me see.
What is this?
Yeah, exactly. That's the question. What is that?
What is this? If I were to take a guess, maybe Hurricane Alex of 2004?
Nope.
Can we have a clue?
I'm trying to think of possible clues to give you.
Has this
Okay,
image been doctored at all?
Pardon?
This image been doctored at all?
Not by me.
Okay, I think
I can tell that it appears to be a northerly cyclone, something north of at least 30 north.
Is that Leslie? Hurricane Leslie?
Nope. Anyone who
No.
might know in the comments, perhaps, do let me know. We had one or two
Leslie
good
was
players
that
on this
awful.
yesterday.
Leslie wasn't that.
Bob. It's Bob.
Sorry?
It's Bob.
No.
No.
I just,
I don't see. It's not close enough to the coast to be Bob.
I was just throwing your name out there. I don't even know.
Faith.
Nope.
No. I can't find any imagery on Faith.
Grace.
Nope.
No.
What about Bertha? Just a random guess.
No, not Bertha.
Is this what
Sea
basin is this located in?
Pardon?
What basin is this located in?
I will say what hemisphere it is, either west or east. It's Western Hemisphere.
Okay, that gives me a good idea now.
So that basically rules out the West Pacific and the North Indian.
Yes.
Now
yeah,
a lot of
so-
rolling out.
The imagery for Faith.
Oh yes,
This is a picture of Faith.
yes, that is one picture of Faith. I'm not sure if there are any others. There are probably some somewhere, but in more obscure places. Hurricane Man 101 says Hurricane Hugo. It's not.
No.
Martinez says asks, is it from the 70s? I'm not going to comment on that, but it's from. If you didn't need any more clues, a little bit of an obvious one. It is in the 20th century.
Paula.
Yeah. No. Well, now I gotta think because I don't know many. I don't know a lot of the 20th century storms outside of the 90s.
If you could try and narrow down the location, I think it will help a lot. Look very carefully at the image.
Haley.
Daniel.
I'm just spouting out
Well, I'm
random
just
names here.
looking at the image. I can't see any land. Either that or I'm blind.
You stumped us,
Dorothy.
Nathan.
I don't see any land. So
Well,
if I were to take a guess, the hurricane would either be out in the middle of the
Okay,
Pacific.
well, just a moment, Devon. If you're all stumped, then I can confirm that there is land on this image.
Is it Elvis?
No.
You didn't leave the building just yet. Oh, you already did.
Hurricane Man 101 says Hurricane David. Nope, not
No.
I think,
Heck no.
I think that there are some tiny islands in here. Like very small islands. If you look
Would that be
really
the
close.
Azores?
Sorry,
Those
too
are
many
Azores?
people talking at once there.
So are those the Azores?
Oh, no.
Nope.
Would this be
Alice.
Would this be put? Okay, I'm gonna name off two storms here that it could potentially be.
Yeah, okay.
Is it Hurricane Charlie of 1992?
Hurricane what?
Charlie.
No, not Charlie.
Is it Hurricane Bonnie?
Not Bonnie either. Jesper says, is it Gloria of 1985? It isn't. Let me zoom in a little. to this area in particular.
I still can't tell a difference. It still looks like all water to me.
Is it F and E?
No. Look carefully at the bottom left-hand quadrant of your screen there. You might be able to see some land. I think it's land anyway. There's certainly land in the area.
Land.
There's certainly land in the area.
This is difficult.
Would it be maybe Hurricane Hortense?
No. Let me say one more thing then. It did become a Category 5 storm. I'm not sure if it's pictured as one here, which might make it just that little bit easier, but maybe not much.
Atlantic storm?
I can't say
It's
that.
definitely not a Cat 5 at that picture.
No. It's at least a Cat 2 or 3, maybe 1.
I would say it's a Cat 3 at that picture.
Right.
It would be either 2 or 3
hang on,
at that
let me
picture.
guess. Is this
And it would
Emily
be
of some year?
northerly.
Hurricane Man 101 has got it correct. He's correctly answered it. It is Hurricane Anita of 1977.
Oh, I think I have one guy. Have one for you guys.
I ruled out Hurricane Anita too.
Well, it was.
I completely ruled
here's
out
one.
Hurricane Anita.
Well, that's 1-0 to the viewers so far. So here's one from John. And I wonder whether that. I think I might know.
Well, why you let
I
those?
think I know what storm that is. I actually know. I do know what storm that is.
Go for it.
That is Hurricane John.
It has to be.
Okay, my narcissism.
1994.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Very good, Devon. That makes it 1 each.
That's only because I know the image, though. I'm sorry.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, my narcissism aside.
I'm trying to find my own images, but I can't find any at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna pull one up and see if you guys can get it.
Okay, let me
One
see
from
if
Devon
we
then now. Oh, we can see it at the bottom there, Devon. I'm afraid.
Oh,
Sorry.
What the heck is that? What?
Sorry,
Okay.
Devon.
What?
you didn't see the label on it.
Oh, I did.
Okay. Well, then I'll choose a completely different storm then.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I can choose a completely different storm. It's not that big of a deal. I have a couple that may be a bit
Just stare at my
confusing.
face for 50 moments. This is just a little bit of
gotta
messing
find
about
the,
before the end of the show here.
Right image here.
Um,
I'm struggling to find my own images.
I'm trying to find an image that wouldn't make it so blatantly obvious.
Daniel, anything to say at this point?
It's very hard so far.
Okay, so I have one.
challenge.
Nick's found one. I think.
I'm trying to find one.
Pretty obvious.
Nick made them really hard last night off air. We did this for about an hour and 40 minutes after we finished the show.
I never felt to finish
Yeah, I
the
was up
show,
till about 10 o'clock last night Eastern time. I was up.
Oh crap, we're like 8 minutes late.
Oh, who cares?
Whatever. It definitely is a. Oh, come on! I know what this one is right off the bat. Really?
Okay, seriously, I'm not even gonna comment on that.
Really? Seriously, can I say this one, Nathan? Can I say this?
Of course.
It's Hurricane Huron or Hurricane.
Yeah. I'm not going to give us the point for that because it was too easy, and the minute's delay on the viewers there is not fair.
Okay, let's see if you can get this one, which I think it might be a bit easy, but
Okay. Who's going to take the first guess at that one?
I can't see it. Where is it?
Is it going to be me?
Where is it? Oh, hang on a second. That one looks familiar. Can I guess this one, please?
Yes, just say it.
Is this Hurricane Floyd?
So we can win this.
it is.
Oh, wow.
I thought a couple of
Spiffing.
people might mistake it for Gloria or Irene, but I guess
Or
she might
Bob.
have the image. No, Bob was a lot further east.
Okay, I'm opening up a document right now. I have one right now.
Michael, welcome back. Michael. There's lots of noise there. I
It
see.
keeps freaking dropping out.
Just don't swear on air, please.
Seriously, it's
We're at your
news
mercy.
is our primary thing.
What's
Now,
it
who
doing?
knows? There could be 50. There could be young people
Hey,
watching
Nathan.
this.
Yes.
Nathan, could I do a little current storm data update?
If you like, we're playing Guess the Storm at the moment.
Okay then. Oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. Isn't that the perfect storm?
On my
Fine.
screen? No!
It's what they call the 1991 perfect storm.
No,
No.
that's not the picture.
No, that was much further to the north and east.
Yeah, I think you're about 450 miles off to the north and east, my friend.
Oh dear.
That's
Sorry,
Floyd.
Michael.
What you saw was Floyd.
Well,
What you want to see is something
Hurricane Man thought that was Sandy, I think.
fail.
Yeah, that was not. Man.
I'm not sure if they're referring to that one or not. But...
Here's one.
Oh, John's got one ready. Did we see this one last night at all?
Nope, we did not. This is a
Okay.
different one.
Well, what is it?
Hurricane Maria 2005?
Nope.
Okay.
What?
Nope.
What?
None.
That looks exactly like it.
I don't do so well when they're out here in the ocean.
It's not. Something different. Does that give you guys hints on this one? You guys stumped.
Start one. Go.
It's in the Atlantic Basin.
Yeah. Is that not Maria? Is that, Irene, rather?
Irene in 2005, final answer?
Yes.
You are correct, Evan.
I'm afraid Hurricane Man just beat you to it there. Only by a few seconds, I think. So that makes it 2 each to the viewers, between the viewers and the so-called experts who aren't. Jesper just also guessed Ophelia of 2011.
That works. Okay, let's see if you guys can get this one. And it's kind of easy, I would
Is
say.
it Tip?
Oh, for goodness sake.
No,
Let me tell you
not
something.
Tip. I know what that one is, I think. That must be Hurricane Earl of 2011. Or 2010.
No!
Irene of 2011.
No.
No!
Sandy.
Far north for that.
No.
Igor.
Hey, here's a little hint for you guys.
Okay.
It's Igor, isn't it?
No.
You've just written out where that is, right? Okay. I already knew where it was. I'm not sure on this.
I know that, but it might not be for some people.
Sorry, what was John's last guess there?
Igor?
Oh,
No.
Might it be Gonzalo at all?
No.
Wait, hang on. Let me take a guess. at this
Hurricane
one.
Man says David. I don't think it is.
Is that
No.
Isabel?
No.
Oh, that was not too bad a guess. I don't think it fit the
No,
profile for
not
Isabel.
Isabel.
Is it Catherine?
Nathan,
Yes.
Yeah, Michael.
I'm back on my phone now because my laptop is being an absolute.
Okay, can you see this?
Ow.
Any idea what it is? This is for the experts here. To make it 3-2 over.
So,
There we go. Hey, come on, guys.
I'm struggling with this one. I don't.
that
think
one kind of looks a little bit like Andrew to me.
No. No.
Hell no.
My brain's not plugged in. I'm struggling here.
Guys, it's 7:15. We're still on air.
Yeah, I know. Did you have any
Okay, I have a lame one coming up, I think.
Did you have any big deadline there, Nick? I know you were doing a show later. Is that at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, but I want to, after the show, I want to, like, make plans for when we're going to schedule things for the show, so I can plan everything out.
Okay, we'll end in a few moments. Martinez says, is it Ike?
Nah, it's not Ike.
Fails.
It's not Ike. Is it Ike? If it's Ike, I'm not
Nathan?
sure.
Yes, Mike.
Is it Hugo?
Nathan.
Yes,
No.
Michael.
Hang on.
Ernesto.
Do you
What,
think
what?
I could do a
Yeah,
do a live little just data update?
We'll do it in just a moment, Michael. Just hang about just for a few moments.
There's a fail
I've just got to
area.
get the beta up on my PlayStation.
Hey,
Of course.
Devin, is Igor on that list too?
Oh, I forgot to put Igor.
Oh, yeah.
And Earl. Don't forget
And
Earl.
Earl. Yep, yep.
Wanda.
That was not even a storm yet.
Irene's also on the fail list too.
I don't
Wilma.
remember a guest name. And it's not David.
Yolanda.
No,
Yes.
go away, Daniel.
I'm trying to guess.
Okay, random guess. Is that Bill?
No.
This is difficult.
Is it Nadine?
No.
No, is it Leslie?
No,
Natasha?
can't be.
Is it Leslie?
No.
It's like we're playing Hurricane crossword here.
Martinez just guessed
No,
Irene and got
Hangman.
it wrong.
No, it's not crossword. It's like we're playing Hurricane Hangman here.
I think we're
Yes.
hung now.
Pretty much.
Is it
No.
Don?
Michael?
Oh, I'm gonna feel stupid for stealing this.
Michael, stop it.
Arthur.
Arthur?
Yes.
No.
Dang it. It's not in the
Is
fail
it-
list.
It is familiar in some way, but God knows what it is.
Is it Trevor?
Did you put Arthur on the fail list?
What's so funny?
So, okay.
Really.
I'm going to give you the really obvious clue that's going
Hold
to
on
give the
first.
away immediately.
Hold on. Is it
Okay.
Hurricane Katia?
No.
Oh.
You forgot to put Arthur on that list too.
I don't know.
Not Arthur.
Martinez has guessed Dennis of 1999.
No.
Who
Can you just give us the answer now?
Well, I'm about to.
Is it what?
Michael, stop it.
The hint I'm going to give you here.
1996.
Hold on.
1966.
keep
Bertha.
guessing on the viewers.
Is it Walter?
The
Bertha from one of the viewers.
No. This hurricane appeared in a season with more than 14 named storms in it.
Oh God.
Okay.
Ophelia.
No.
Christopher?
No.
Danielle.
No.
Was it from 1986?
I think it looks too high quality to be from that far back, to be honest. It's black and white, but I think that might be a bit misleading. I think it's one of the recent ones.
It's not Gonzalo, right?
No.
It's not.
Oh, I already found it.
I was thinking possibly
Put Arthur on
Hurricane
there.
Faye.
What?
I was probably thinking Hurricane Faye.
Faye?
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't a hurricane, was it?
Faye was a
yeah,
hurricane.
I
It was a
think it
Category
was.
1 hurricane.
Yeah, Faye was a hurricane, I think.
Is it?
We got hey guys, we got another viewer response, guys. Another viewer response.
Yeah, Hank
Hank
says
says
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Bonnie. No.
Lewis,
I give up.
Lewis from Hurricane Man 101. Lewis,
Oh,
What was it?
Lewis, L-U.
Finally got it.
is it?
Congratulations, Hurricane Man
Hurricane
101,
35.
and okay.
Oh, Martina's just
Nathan.
got through as well. So, 3-2 to the viewers, and that's the end of our show. Well, at least the end of our Guess the Storm section of this show. Nick, you're free to leave and start up your own live event. We'll be joining you later, but me and Michael will be talking just a few minutes more about the storms. Michael, go ahead with what you got.
Well, the
Okay,
event.
so just going on to now, we'll start off with the West Pacific storms. So currently we're going to be looking at Typhoon Chan-Hom. I think the latest update has just come in from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center.
Not just, I wouldn't think.
I think so. I don't know. Well, it says 115 knots,
That was a few
which I
hours ago.
believe is 130 miles an hour. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep. So category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Storm is expected to weaken to 100 knots before briefly re-intensifying back up to a category 3, 110 knots. And then the storm will start to weaken and then drop off a cliff by around about the 13th or 14th. And the storm is no longer going to be with us in possibly by this time next week.
All right.
And now just going on to, oh my god,
And it's about this time that I realized.
also
I'm
in the past
back out.
in the past 12 to 24 hours we have had news in Tropical Depression 4E has intensified to Tropical Storm Ela now.
That was a while ago.
Um,
Daniel, stop laughing.
And then moving on to Super Typhoon 11W, also known as Nangka. Storm is now with winds of 135 knots, 155 miles an hour, high-end category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, and possibility of the storm becoming a category 5, although it is not forecasted by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. And also the same with this storm. The storm is expected to weaken back down to 100 knots, and then down to 95 before briefly re-intensifying to 105 knots, back up to a category 3 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Before that storm will probably drop off a cliff as well through the next few days. And then now going back to last one in the Western Pacific, Tropical Storm Linfa.
Well, what's left of it?
Now looking at well, yeah, basically what is left of it. 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm, and the storm is now, I think, actually turned extra tropical now, hasn't it?
Looks post-tropical to me.
It is officially a remnant low.
Yeah.
And then moving on to Tropical Storm Ela in the Eastern Pacific. Storm currently with winds of 35 knots, 40 miles an hour. Tropical storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale. And also, actually, we have 2 tropical cyclone formation alerts been issued for an invest. I think that's actually the 60% invest, actually, I don't know.
91C?
Yeah, I think so. There is a tropical cyclone formation alert just south of Hawaii. And also the other tropical cyclone formation alert is the 60% invest on the other side of Hawaii. I think that was the 60-70 one. JTWC have issued tropical cyclone formation alerts for both of those systems. Elsewhere, I don't believe anything else is active.
Next to graveyard.
Going on to the
2 storms on the way for the East Pacific.
just looking at the CPAC now, and I'll just get that confirmed for you guys.
Well, I'm looking at it on my screen here. You can see it all. You've got it all right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it on my PlayStation because I'm down to limited resources because my laptop's being an absolute killer.
Thank you, Michael. It's time.
Temper.
It's time for us to finish, though. I'm afraid, Mike.
Actually, here we go. Got it.
Our
Wait,
coverage. Sorry.
No, look, hang on.
What?
The JTWC have issued a tropical cyclone formation alert on the system with a 20% chance of development.
Where?
Yeah, they have actually.
Oh, where is this?
Yeah, they've issued a TCFA on it.
They've issued a TCFA on Invest 92C. This happened just 2 hours ago, if not less. 1 hour ago. A TCFA on 92C. But
There's 91 and 92 they've issued TCFAs on.
indeed. But Michael, we're finishing the show now. Our coverage, or sort of our coverage, will continue with Nick's Hangout, which is occurring on his channel. I'm not sure exactly how you get there just yet, but as soon as I know what the video link is, I'll be posting it on the comments section of this video right now. So if you're interested in more tropical weather updates in the next hour or two, stick around on there and wait for the link. But for myself, Nathan Foy, and everyone else, that's all for now. Michael, hope you enjoyed the show.
Yep.
John, I know you're always there.
See ya.
And Daniel.
I know, actually, can I say as well, if you guys are 15 plus, anyone watching, go and watch Ted 2. It is awesome.
Shameless promotion.
And
Ted
from
2
Devon,
is awesome.
from Devon and Nick, who are no longer with us now, that's all from us. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Yeah.